Hey Crosswatchers for Virgo, welcome to your November cross-watching video. We're going to connect here and see what's going on in the month of November for those of you who are dealing with a Virgo. This is done with the intention of everything and anything that you need to know to bring about positive outcomes for the best and highest good of all parties involved. We're not throwing shade, we're not spilling tea, we're not spying. The purpose here is to bring about positive outcomes for everyone, okay? This is good vibes, good energy, nothing but love here, okay? We're going to see what is happening and what you need to know about those of you dealing with Virgo in the month of November 2019. All right, my dears, here is your reading. So 1, 2, 3. All right, 5. So we have heart-to-heart conversation. And so this is coming up as the foundation here, okay? There could be some kind of misunderstanding or miscommunication with your Virgo. And Virgo might not kind of realize how you feel or where you stand, or vice versa. You know, maybe Virgo feels like you don't get how they're feeling. So I think November is kind of starting off with this energy where there's going to be some kind of a talk where things are kind of getting real here. Even if this is a newer relationship, even if this is a crush and you don't know where you stand, I think that's going to be made clear. I do feel that this is like, though, a relationship that's moving forward, and I feel this is a conversation that's happening in a way where it's like, okay, look, we need to draw out our lines here. We need to know the rules, the boundaries, all that good stuff. We need to come in with this energy of, you know, how we're going to do things. And a part of that might be where you guys might be, for lack of a better term, calling each other out on certain things you've done or certain ways you've made each other feel. One of you might not be acting like you're listening. Crosswatcher, maybe you feel like Virgo is not hearing you out, or maybe you feel like Virgo is not taking your feelings seriously. When this card comes up, it's coming in with a heads up for you and advice for you. So what this is saying is that you have to speak your truth about how you feel or how the situation's making you feel, but you need to say it in a calm way. You need to say it in a logical and respectful way, and you need to let go of any expectation of how you want Virgo to respond or how you think Virgo should act or what you think Virgo should say. You need to let that go, because chances are Virgo is just going to act like, oh, okay, all right, and you might feel like they're not listening to you. Meanwhile, Virgo might just kind of feel like they're kind of cornered, or they may be feeling awkward about the situation, or they might be feeling attacked, and they're not wanting to say anything because they're just wanting this to be done. They're like, if I'm just like quiet, then maybe they'll stop saying this stuff and then I won't feel so bad. And so it might be their way of thinking that they're keeping peace, and you might be upset like, but they didn't hear me, but they didn't respond, but they didn't say what I wanted them to say. When this card comes up, it's telling you that this person is going to be thinking about those words later. They might not say something in that moment. They might not say something at that time, but your words are going to stay with them. And if you can say them in a loving way, in a kind way, they're going to be more open to thinking about what you said. Well, maybe Crosswatcher was right. Maybe I need to be more careful about how I say something or what I do. Or yeah, maybe that was unfair of me. But if you're coming in an accusatory way, like you did this and you did that, blah, blah, they're gonna be like, whatever, like you're being mean to me. No, you're wrong, right? So you need to let go of the expectation of how you want them to react, and you need to give them time to respond once they've been able to think about it, and to respond in their way when they feel safe, when they don't feel threatened, when they don't feel like you're coming at them or accusing them. So communication is key here. And I do feel a lot of you are clearing the air with some Virgo or clearing out some kind of misunderstanding. And I just feel a sense of both of you guys are setting down your ground rules. Like both of you guys are setting down what your real deal breakers are here and like what you need from the other person you know, for the relationship to work. I really feel very, very honest energy. Just really upfront, really honest energy coming out of this. Next, here we have Retreat. This is a card that's come up for some of the signs. It hasn't come up as frequently as some of the other cards that have been repeating, even though I've been shuffling, but this one has come up. And so what you need to know, Crosswatcher, is that you all are dealing with a person who's really being affected by that full moon in November. I believe it's a full moon in Taurus. It's called, excuse me, the Beaver Moon. Will behave. We won't all have our inner 12-year-old come out here, 13-year-olds come out here, but this is an energy of, basically this energy of being in the energy of making a commitment, okay? So you all might be spending a lot more time away in the quiet together in preparation for a marriage, or in preparation of making a life together or moving in together, okay? This might be happening for some of you, okay, coming into that energy of being together. But it's like being alone, going off alone to talk about things, to talk about serious issues. So the first talk might be like where you're setting down the ground rules. And the next few, times together, or the energy as you're going into November, is I just feel like you guys are going off in your own little world. And you're spending a lot of time talking about what's important to you, what's meaningful for you, about your feelings, about what you're looking for. I will say this, Crosswatcher, Virgos do not take commitment lightly. They don't. And they want to excel, and they want to succeed at the things that they do. So they're not going to align themselves in a relationship with a person if they think the relationship isn't going to work out, or if they don't think highly of the person. You might feel like maybe you're hurt because you feel like they're being critical of you, or they're being nitpicky of you, or something like that. But understand and know Virgo is sincere. And Virgo would not be, messing with you if they didn't think that there was something here long-term for the future. It's going to be up to you, Crosswatcher, to speak up and let Virgo know when something is making you feel not appreciated, or if something is making you feel like they don't like you or they don't care about you, because this is the energy that I'm feeling from this card. Even though it's come up for some of the other signs in the Crosswatcher readings for November, for you all, Crosswatcher, dealing with Virgo, I feel a sense of, like, how can I say this? Like this making up over time, this reconciling over time, or this kind of like working on the relationship. How can we understand each other better? How can we make this better? Oh my goodness, why don't you know how I feel about you? Or why do you think that? Or like just trying to reassure each other, trying to understand each other, working on your bond. I just get like a sense of trying to heal and learning to communicate. And I don't know if the codependency card is going to pop up in this reading or not, but I am getting a feeling that you guys are learning to break out of codependent relationships together. And this is a relationship that is teaching both of you healthy communication. You or Virgo or both of you may have had previous relationships where anytime you try to talk about something, it turned into a screaming match, or it turned into a big fight or an argument. Whereas here, you guys are talking out some problems. You're talking about some hurt feelings, but look how calm they are. It's like they're so calm talking about it, and like they're becoming closer as they're talking about it. So I feel there's a sense of healthy communication coming in here. Okay? Next we have here romantic feelings. Your romantic feelings are real and worth exploring. So, Virgo might be realizing that, I really want to move forward with Crosswatcher. There is a connection here. There's a spark here, and they're wanting to explore the relationship. Okay? Crosswatcher, this is kind of maybe coming in as a confirmation or reassurance for some of you that you're not imagining it, that Virgo is into you, right? And they might be wanting you as more than a friend. However, you might have felt up until now that they were putting you down, or they weren't into you. Some of you may be dealing with this Virgo that has this funny way of trying to express interest in you. And so they might do it in a way where they're kind of coming in and they're feeling you out, and they're talking to you very indirectly about other people they've been dating or other relationships. And something about that conversation might be making you feel let down, or like put down, or like they're not interested in you. But in their weird way, they're trying to like talk to you in a roundabout way, but you haven't been getting it. Thus, here's the push where communication is coming into key here, where Virgo is having to learn that they're going to have to learn to communicate with you a little bit more directly if they want you to understand what they're trying to put down. And you're communicating with Virgo more directly and more clearly about what you want in the relationship and what you need for this relationship to work out. And then, so I do feel those of you that you've been getting to know this person, it's beginning in November to move into where there's actually more of the romance, more of the kissing, more of the sensual things, more of the terms of endearment or terms of like being more affectionate. I feel some of you are going to see a very soft, very gentle, very tender, very loving side of Virgo that maybe you didn't know was there. Okay, Virgos can be very, very passionate, but they might carry themselves in a way that's very just kind of refined or very just kind of together. And so you might not know that they have all this fire for you or they have all this emotion for you. But I feel once this energy is cleared, once this misunderstanding is cleared, once you all are able to communicate and talk and all that is like put behind you, I feel Virgo is going to be much more expressive towards you and how they feel about you. And, you know, what they like about you and the things that they're attracted, they find attractive about you, okay? It's coming into a warmer connection, I feel. Next, we have here finances and career, all right? So you're Virgo, surprise, surprise, a Virgo who's focused on finances and career. Oh, never, right? I don't mean to stereotype. I'm not saying it in a negative way. I mean, come on. I have my Venus in Virgo, so you know I can say that. I'm not trying to be mean or throw shade on Virgo, but your Virgo might, even though you all are taking steps forward and you had that retreat card and this person's thinking long term with you, they might not be happy with where they are in their career, and it might be taking them some time before they feel like, okay, now I'm ready to get engaged, or now I'm ready to buy a house, or now I'm ready to, have a baby or whatever. Some of you are going to be very frustrated because you're wanting to take a very big step towards commitment. Like maybe you're wanting to get engaged or get married or something, or make the relationship more public. And Virgo might just be in this energy where they're like, well, no, because I don't have everything ready yet. And you're like, wait a minute. Nobody's saying that in order for us to be engaged or in order for us to get married, you have to have enough money in the bank to buy a house, or you have to have enough money right now to raise kids or whatever. We can figure that stuff out down the road. Like we can be together and we can work on those financial goals together. But your Virgo might be putting a lot of pressure on themselves about where they are financially. They might also be wanting you to step up in terms of your career and your finances and what you're bringing to the table. And they might be unsure of how to say this to you. This may be one part of the communication that they've not yet been able to tell you. Like they want to make sure that you're going to be able to keep up with them and their goals. So in other words, Crosswatcher, if you are someone that you don't put a lot of importance in physical things, or you don't consider yourself to be a materialistic person, Virgo might be taking this in the way that you're just like, you don't care what happens in the future. Like you're okay living a super simple life, or whatever happens in terms of living arrangement or quality of life or standard of life, that you're putting that on them. You're expecting them to carry you, and they want to have a very specific standard of life, and they want to make sure you're contributing to that or you're helping to that. So for some of you, I'm just going to flat out say it, how fast this relationship moves along, or how how quickly you guys reach certain goals together for the relationship. It's coming down to if they feel you are carrying your weight financially. This card came up for a few of the other signs, and it came up with different energies and slightly different messages for the different signs it came up for. But for those of you dealing with Virgo, this is the only sign that it came up for that I felt the message in this way. I feel like Virgo wants to make sure that you're not interested in them for their money, or that you're going to be able to be financially dependent, that you're with them for the right reason, and that you're going to be helping them out, towards the goals and the things and the standard of living that they're wanting to establish in their life and in this relationship. Okay, again, it's going to be different for different ones of you, but finances and career is definitely a factor here that's influencing your relationship and your connection. They might kind of worry. They might think that you're pretty awesome. They may think you're pretty amazing, and they may think, well, hey, like, what's the red flag here? What's the catch? Or, oh, well, okay, they're not really into me. They just maybe think that, the relationship with me is going to bring them stability in some way, and they don't want that. They don't want to feel like you're with them because you think you're going to have a more comfortable life financially. And that might not be the case. Crosswatcher, don't get upset. I'm not judging you. I'm not accusing you of doing that. I'm just saying, because of Virgo's past experiences and their own little insecurities, they may have that fear. Like, they might be like, oh, well, Crosswatcher's pretty amazing. Why are they into me? Oh, that must be it, right? Like, they must just kind of think that maybe I'm going to be coming into money, or they may think I make all kinds of money. Maybe that's why they're into me, right? There could be an insecurity in that way. So it would just make them feel more reassured if they felt like you were coming into the relationship with your own stuff. Your next card here is, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This is also a card that's been coming up for a few of the signs in the November reading, Crosswatcher readings. So there's something going on with the collective energy, with people's heart chakras opening up and opening up to love. But overall, whatever may have happened between you and Virgo in November, it's safe to say that this is someone that has good intentions. And however, for you all, Crosswatcher, I feel this is more in a way that you are somehow, by your actions, by the things that you're doing, by the conversations you're having with Virgo, you are reassuring Virgo in non-direct ways, I guess, if that makes sense, that you are here for them. You are here for the right reason, that you are ready, to come in and to be a partner, and that you are sincere. And so I feel that what's happening with this card, I'm feeling the energy a little bit differently for you guys dealing with Virgo than I did for the other signs. I feel in this way, in this situation, Virgo is letting you in. Virgo is deciding that they're going to give you a chance, right? That they're going to give you a chance in this relationship, and that they're going to take the risk in trusting someone again. I think a lot of you are dealing with a Virgo that's maybe been very active in dating, or they've been very active in relationships. Or, they've just kind of been focusing on themselves, but they haven't necessarily been serious about anybody. Like, even if they've been dating, even if they had somebody that they've been seeing for a while, they haven't let anybody emotionally in for a while. And so now they're feeling ready to let you in. And so it's this energy of just feeling like, okay, you know what? I'm ready. I'm gonna do this. For some of you, Crosswatcher, I feel this feeling safe in letting you in, because Spirit's kind of connecting it back to the financial card. I feel for some of you Crosswatchers, you do have your own money, and you maybe have come up a lot since Virgo has met you, or Virgo might be seeing a lot of potential in you, and they might feel like there's going to be a time not too far from now that you're going to have more money than them, or you're going to be more successful than them, and they might be worried that, you know what, they're going to forget about me. Like, they're going to hit this certain level of success and they're not going to want me anymore. But something is happening in these conversations and this time that you all are spending together that Virgo is starting to feel like, you know what, Crosswatcher has the right intentions. Crosswatcher isn't going to just forget about me when they become successful, and they're deciding to be with you. They're deciding to open up and emotionally let you in. So don't take that lightly, because I don't think the Virgos that you all are dealing with, I don't think they've done that in a long time. I don't think they've let anybody in emotionally in a long time. So Spirit is asking you not to take that lightly, my dears. Let's go ahead and, oh, that's it. That's it. I was gonna go into the spirit message card, but that's in the weekly forecasts. Woo, it's late. I'm a little delirious. So that's it. Those are your cards for the month. If you'd like to schedule a private reading, you can go ahead and click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, and you can schedule there. I will say, my dears, that I am booked a couple of weeks out, I think through the first week of November, and then I'm going to take time off in November, so my November might be limited. So if you don't get in the next few weeks, the next couple of weeks, the next 2 weeks or so, you might not be able to get in until after sometime later in December. And if December is anything like last year, December and January might fill up super fast. Because people might be coming in for their 2020 readings. I'm going to be offering a 12-month forecast again for 2020. It's not up yet. I'll let you guys all know when the 2020 readings are up for 2020. But it can book up. So if you've been thinking about getting a reading and you're just like, oh, I'll do it later, that's fine. I mean, do it whenever you're ready. But just know that if you don't get in the next 2 weeks or so, you might not get in until December or January. Last year when I did the 2019 readings, the 12 months, I think it got booked from December into February. It was like a 3-month booking. So it's going to be different for different ones of you. If you want to do a reading now, if you want to wait, whatever, it's totally up to you. But you can see the different readings I offer and the prices and the availability, and you can schedule there online. Do watch the November love readings when they're up in the next couple of days. That can also kind of help take these general readings and make them just a little bit more specific towards your energy. But I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. And I'm wishing you a fabulous November, my dears.